All right, so now let's go back. I showed you about, financial, the three different levels. We talked about financial security, financial independence, and financial freedom. So let's see now what it would take to get there. So I'm doing the math for those of you who are doing only physical therapy. Now, what are the assumptions I'm making here? The first assumption I'm making is that if you put whatever amount of money you put in an investment account, in the long term, that investment account will return to you 10%. If you go and you put in a well-diversified account in Fidelity, in Vanguard, in anywhere, in a balanced portfolio, that balanced portfolio should be able to return back to you about 10%. If you invest it in the S&P 500 and if you invest it in the total stock market, combined perhaps with some bond investments, it will give you somewhere around 10%. So then my thinking is, what amount of money do you have to put on the side so that the 10% you are going to get from those investments to provide you either with financial security, with financial independence, or financial freedom? And we said in the example that we used, somebody would require $84,000 for financial security, $144,000 for financial independence, and $240,000 per year for financial freedom. This is the example we use, okay? So then here are the calculations I'm making. I'm saying, and you will do that, you can do that. If our current revenue per visit is $85, and we target to have a 20% profit, and I understand right now the physical therapy industry is nowhere near the 20%, but let's take the example that we did 20% profit with whatever changes we made in our practice. That would give us about, let's say, $16, $17 of margin. So that would require, in a period of 10 years, 52,500 visits at $85 revenue per visit, or 90,000 or 150,000 visits to get this amount. Now, I know you tell me, oh, I make $100 a visit. I made $110 a visit. I understand. But here I'm taking all the visits, not only the ones that you get paid. I'm including in the calculation the ones that you do not get paid. And if you have, I don't know, 5% of your visits, 7% of your visits, that for some reason you do not get paid, that decreases your average reimbursement per visit. So then, per month, you're going to need 438 visits to make that $840,000 amount, or 750 or 1,250 visits per month to get you to that number. And then I extrapolate here, I put it per week, how many visits you will have to do. How many new patients you are going to need per month or per week for you to get these visits, considering 12 visits per patient. In other words, and I'm going to use the very final example. For you to have for Mrs. Piggy that we use to have financial freedom, at $240,000 a year that she will need to get from her investments, she needed to invest $2.4 million. At $85 per visit, revenue per visit, and $16 profit, she would have to deliver 1,250 visits per month. That would take 104 new patients per month for you to get 1,250 visits per month. That is 26 new patients per week. And assuming that the therapist will see between new patients and regular visits about 55 patients per week, you will need 6 physical therapists to produce that for you. Do you see the math? Any questions so far on this calculation?